Cinderace has made its first decent appearance in the Generation 9 competitive meta, getting Day 2 at the Baltimore Regional Championship. We're going to be trying out Choice Band Cinderace and seeing how well it can perform. This is a recreation of Matt Tidd's Choice Band Cinderace team that was able to get Day 2 at the Baltimore Regional Championship. So we have the Choice Band Cinderace able to do a lot of damage, and with Libero able to change its typing into the first move that it clicks, it's able to have the same type of attack bonus and do a ton of damage. It's also one of the fastest Pokemon in the format with a base 119 speed, just underspeeding Sneasler by a little bit, but still able to outspeed quite a bit. I have this Cinderace specifically to outspeed Mousehold and able to do a lot of damage with that Choice Band Terrifier option for Flare Blitz, just hitting really hard, but also a pretty solid U-turn off Libero, Sucker Punch as well, and high jump kick. Fighting coverage from a Choice Band Mon with Libero is incredible, can do a lot of damage in one-shot Pokemon like Archaludon. It's absolutely insane. Next, we have the Choice Specs Primarina with the Liquid Voice, Terra Grass to help out against Amoonguss and its weaknesses, able to fire off huge damage with those spread type attacks like Hyper Voice and Dazzling Gleam, alongside a very powerful Moonblast, and Hydro Cannon able to blow up Mons if necessary. We also have this Sinistcha, and this Sinistcha mainly is supposed to be Trick Room oriented, but you might notice that the Sinistcha is a lot different than you would commonly see like with Hospitality. It is running that Heat Proof set because it's not really focused on healing Pokemon on this team. It's mainly supposed to lead and get the Trick Room up. So if you're leading to set up Trick Room, you don't activate that Hospitality. So you might as well have another ability that it has where it is able to get rid of one of its weaknesses, and that is Heat Proof, halving the damage of fire type moves that are affected on Sinistcha, which is actually pretty nice. That Mental Herb is really solid for preventing taunts, which is pretty common to stop Trick Room. Sinistcha just will shake it off and go for the Trick Room anyway. And with the Calm Mind and Strength Sap, increasing its special defense and special attack. Strength Sap to get rid of your opponent's attack stat by lowering it by one stage, and healing, and then Machigacha for recovery as well as the chance for burn. It can be a Mon that's not also just setting up Trick Room, but it can also do something in that Trick Room by either setting up or like chipping away at your opponent. We have the Hariyama, which is a Mon we don't really see too much, especially because Iron Hands was a thing, but not a bad Pokemon in Generation 9 Regulation H. It has a really strong fighting coverage, one of the bulkier fighting types out there, even though its defense stats aren't that great. It has really high HP, good against King Gambit. With that Guts, able to proc the Flame or Burn and dish out a lot of damage while avoiding that Amoonguss Spore. Able to hit really hard with that same type attack bonus close combat. The knockoffs to hit like the Golden Go and Ghost types. Heavy Slam for the fairy coverage against like Clefable, and Fake Out support to help set up the Trick Room, as well as that Terra Water as a defensive typing to help out against Golden Go Make It Rain. To help set up the Trick Room as well, if Fake Out isn't good enough, you do have the Follow Me user in the Electabuzz with Vital Spirit that is able to redirect the Amoongusses and able to help out with the Vital Spirit redirecting the spores and not falling asleep, avoiding sleep powder. Just a really solid option. A Violet just makes it really bulky in this format, and getting access to Follow Me is just incredible. The Terra Ghost to help out against extreme speeds, can help out against Fake Outs, can be pretty solid. Volt Switch is great for pivoting after Trick Room is set up because Electabuzz is actually pretty fast, so it will actually be the slower Volt Switch user if Trick Room is set up. Haunt, it can just help for setups like getting rid of Tailwinds, getting rid of redirections, getting rid of the option to reverse Trick Room, as well as Amoonguss against Spore, which is always really nice. Follow Me, again, the reason why you run Electabuzz is for that redirection. And then Eerie Impulse, which is a nice move, lowers the special attack by 2 stages of a Pokemon, and it is really good against Pokemon like Archaludon, which can be pretty hard to handle, so just slow it down so you can set up for that position to actually hit the Archaludon hard. And finally, the Swords Dance King Gambit with no Protect, which is interesting, still running the Black Glasses, Terra Dragon instead of the Terra Dark for a more defensive typing, and just running Swords Dance, Iron Head, and Double Dark Move. No Protect necessary. This is more of an offensive team, and it has some interesting modes. You have the very fast mode with that Cinderace that can help out quite a bit. Like King Gambit next to Cinderace can do quite a bit with that Defiant, scaring away Intimidate, but also you dish out a lot of damage with that Cinderace. Sucker Punch into a follow-up move from one of the fastest Pokemon in the format is definitely something to be feared. The Primarina can do a lot of damage with either just redirection from Electabuzz or under Trick Room next to Sinistcha. The Hariyama can set up Fake Out support, or the Swords Dance. And Electabuzz can help out with Follow Me either to dish out a lot of damage with a partner or just to set up a Swords Dance or Trick Room. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be down below in the description. Incineroar, Kommo-o, Sneasler, the Rillaboom with Sinisha and Golden Go. Alright, Kommo-o. I mean, I do have Primarina, which is actually good against the team. Primarina's good. I like Cinderace. I don't think... I want to bring King Gambit, but I'm not sure. I need to get Trick Room up in this game. That's 100% a fact. I think I lead Cinderace because it puts on a lot of pressure. Is it Cinderace plus Primarina? It might be. I think Cinderace plus Primarina makes a lot of sense. Have King Game in the back and Sinisha. Ariyama Fake Out would be really nice, but I don't think I can really afford to. The Kommo-o is going to be a scary, scary mon. I have no idea what the Terra will be. It's also like fully, it's like really supportive team. They have like Kommo-o and Golden Go, so I got to get rid of their sweepers. Incineroar Kommo-o leads. Okay. Versus Primarina and the Cinderace. I have no idea what their Terra is. I'm gonna go for the... I think I just go for a U-turn. Into... this is tricky. I think I U-turn out the Incineroar. And I guess I just Dazzle here? Oh, we see a Terra immediately. This is not good. Is this Kommo-o? Okay, Kommo-o Terra's into what? Every Terra is interesting. Okay, I'm not as scared about it. Okay. They attacked here, so I get a U-turn off into the Incineroar. I get a crit, which is actually kind of massive. If I outspeed the Incineroar, that's amazing. I don't think I will. It should be Parting Shot, I suppose. If it's Parting Shot, I can go Gambit. If they Parting Shot out, that would be amazing if it's into the Cinderace slot, but it's probably in the Primarina if they do. Clanger Soul, alright. Alright. And what's the Incineroar going for? Is it faster than Primarina? I imagine so. I have like no speed on the Primarina. It's the Throat Spray, which is not too surprising. Oh, that is not something you want to see if you're my opponent. Okay, what's coming out here? Probably Rillaboom, I'd imagine. Oh, Sinisha. Interesting. You get your Hospitality. I get a Dazzling Gleam off, which is still pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty strong damage. You have to respect the King Gambit. This is what? Flamethrower? Or is this Aura Spear? I think I just go Sinisha. Because I might as well keep the Kommo-o around. I mean, the King Gambit around for later. I'm just going to spam Gleam. Because, Dazzling Gleam's really good against them right now. And I don't know what their Terra is. Or if it's Aura Spear or, what's it called? They go for Rage Powder, which is fine. Aura Spear. Perfect. Oh my goodness. This is so good right now. Dazzling Gleam going to come out, pick up the knockout Sinisha. Look at all that damage on the Kommo-o we've been building up. And Aura Spear is still a little bit concerning, but I still think we're in a really good spot. Because I don't know if they can knock out the Prim early. We're going to see the Sneasler come in. This Clanger Soul? You're not going to Aura Spear Sinisha. I'm pretty sure I always get to Trick Room up safely here. This is Dire Claw plus Clanging Soul or Clanger Soul or Clang Scales, I think, into Primarina. So I think I always go King Gambit and I Terra and I Trick Room. Because I have the Terra Fairy on Sinisha, I should be able to tank the attacks just fine. King Gambit should be pretty safe. If they go for Aura Spear, that's fine. I get a free switch into my Primarina again and just threaten more damage. So let's bring out the Sinisha. The Terra Fairy. Like, Terra Fairy kind of walls too. I guess if they Dire Claw, it's not great, but there's no way they Aura Spear here. Declaying Scales, which is perfect. Okay. Nice. Probably Dire Claw and a Primarina. Yeah. Yeah. And we get to trick him up. Okay, very good. I think we win. I guess I could still lose, but we're in a really good spot. I'm just going to go for a Calm Mind, I suppose. And we're going to Iron Head the Sneasler, which I think is probably switching to Instant and Kommo protecting, but that's all right. Oh, they went on the offense. Jeez. Okay, I get an Iron Head and a Sneasler. I get the Calm Mind set up with Sinistcha. I mean, if they give me a free switch to Prim under Trick Room, Dazzling Gleam's just sweeping them, like, actually. So I'm not really too concerned at the moment. They go for Dire Claw into Sinistcha. I'm able to tank. Or a Spear going to come out. That's fine. Primarina goes... I mean, King Gambit goes down, but I get a free switch to Primarina. I click Specs Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, I think I'm in a really good spot. And I go for Strength Sap into my own Primarina, I suppose. I'm just going to Strength Sap the Primarina. I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam. They're going to protect the Sneasler. Are they protecting the Kommo too? I mean, it doesn't matter if you double protect here to stall out Trick Room. Okay. So, Dazzling Gleam going to come out. I'm pretty sure I knock out the Kommo based on the damage we've been doing. Yep. So Kommo eliminated, Incineroar is going to come out, but I mean, I just click Dazzling Gleam again, and I click, yeah, I just Strength Sapped my own Primarina. So I get health back. And now I'm pretty sure after I go for Matcha Gotcha, I'm going to get all my health back. They got to go for Fake Out on a Primarina and a... I mean, their win con is still possible. Matcha Gotcha miss is a thing. So, I mean, I'm just going for Matcha Gotcha regardless, and I'm going for Dazzling Gleam. They go for Fake Out and the Primarina. They're going for the Matcha Gotcha miss. And we hit land the Matcha Gotcha. Nice. I think that knocks out Sneasler, and I think we win. Beautiful. Oh, Sinistcha. Sinistcha Terra Fairy clutching it out against Kommo. Very nice to see. The fact that I got the U-turn off into the King Gambit's insane to me. That's just insane. I thought they were going to punish out the Primarina, but I was like, okay, if they target it, like, I might as well go Gambit. It makes them forced to respect the Gambit more, and then I could bait, like, the fighting moves, and that's exactly what I did. Barry on Incineroar, but yeah, the game is over. I go for Matcha Gotcha. I guess I go for Dazzling Gleam. It doesn't really matter at this point. Gonna be forfeit. Oh, some good work. Some good work from the team. Hisuian Typhlosion, Whimsicott, Water Tauros, Ursaluna, Blood Moon, King Gambit, and Mousehold. Okay, this is a team we've actually shown on the channel before. This is not going to be an easy one per se. I do really like the Cinderace as a lead. I think Cinderace Sinistcha should be not too bad. It's a bit weird because if I remember right, this is choice specs on the Hisuian Typhlosion. I think it's Life of Blood Moon Ursaluna. The Mousehold is Population Bomb Technician, not Friend Guard, which makes it a bit weird. I think Sinistcha's good. Ariyama and Primarina should be alright as the last back. I like the idea of leading the Cinderace because Cinderace can just put on pressure because it's faster than Mousehold. I think being faster than Mousehold is so crucial because I can actually go for like Flare Blitz, or I could threaten a Sucker Punch into the Typhlosion if they lead it. We're gonna see Typhlosion Whimsicott. Okay. Alright, don't think it's too bad. I think I'm gonna go for... I think I go down to an Eruption. Unless they Sunny Day, I should be fine, right? I think I'm just gonna U-turn out into Whimsicott, and I'm just gonna go for the Terra Fairy and Trick Room. I could Sucker Punch, but I feel like I live one attack from the Typhlosion. Maybe I should just Sucker Punch. I was thinking U-turn into Primarina, but that might be a bit too greedy. I'm just gonna Sucker Punch the Typhlosion. And I'm going to go for the Trick Room with Terra Fairy. Because with the Heat Proof, I should be able to tank an attack from Typhlosion. They go for a Terra, so I imagine this is Terra on the Typhlosion, which is fine. We did force it. Okay. I guess the problem is we're not going to resist the... We're not going to resist the Typhlosion. Maybe I should have went for Flare Blitz. Because if they Sunny Day, it gave me more power, but also like I still resist the eruption. I don't know how much we're doing to the Typhlosion, and I don't know. They could be clicking Heat Wave here. So it might have been better to go for like Flare Blitz instead. Sucker Punch is going to come out into the Typhlosion. That's a really good damage. Oh, they went for Tailwind? Okay, they're cooked. They're cooked. They can go for an Eruption, sure. Yeah, they do. Okay. That still did a lot of damage. Oh, yeah, because they got the Blaze power up. Oh, I guess I didn't think about that. If they went for Blaze Overheat in Sun. Oh, that could have been scary. But I think we should be fine. I'm going to switch out into Prim. And I'm just going to go for Matcha Gotcha. I can afford to do this because I have Mental Herb on the Sinistra. So Mental Herb should be safe here. I should be able to get a Matcha Gotcha off. Primarina comes in for free. All right, no Encores whatsoever. So I do get the Matcha Gotcha off. Eruption is definitely not doing any damage. And I get to heal with Sinistra. All right, perfect. What are you going for? The Eruption? Sure. It's not going to do anything though. Yeah, like did no damage. And they Moonblast my Marina, which is fine. I'm actually going to go for a Moonblast into the Whimsicott, and I'm going to go for Calm Mind with my Sinistra. There's really no reason, I think, for me to Matcha Gotcha because of the... I mean, I do threaten to burn, I guess. But I think, like, Calm Mind might not be too bad for, like, a Blood Moon coming in. It allows me to do more damage with Matcha Gotcha in the future turns. Moonblast, I need to pressure the Whimsicott because, realistically, the Whimsicott's more threatening. And if they stay with Typhlosion, they just have no board presence, so... Whimsicott goes down. I don't give them a double free switch. We're going to see the Calm Mind come out from Sinistra. And now we're going to be able to take an attack from the Typhlosion. Let's see. I mean, we are easily eating up their Eruption. I don't care if you're Blaze powered up. You're at such low HP that the Eruption is... Yeah, like, look at the damage. It was just nothing. I forgot. Did they have Low Kick or Iron Head on their King Gambit? I can't remember the King Gambit set. Maybe it was Assault Vest, but... King Gambit gonna come out, which is fine. I'm just gonna go for a Moonblast and Matcha Gotcha. I don't see any reason to really retreat here. I'm just gonna push my advantage. We are gonna get the Moonblast into the Typhlosion, pick up that knockout. If we get the burn on King Gambit, amazing. If not, not that big of a deal. Because if I remember right, this might have been Assault Vest King Gambit, which means it can't protect against my Hariyama. So once Hariyama comes in, I'm just in a super safe spot. Get the recovery of Matcha Gotcha. What are you going for with King Gambit? A Iron Head into Sinistra, sure. I actually survive, which I don't know if I want that. I think I wanted the free Hariyama in, but all right. Mousehold is the last. Okay, that mon's scary, but I'm pretty sure we should have the game sealed. Yeah, last turn Trick Room. I'm actually... Oh, we do not have the game sealed. I gotta think carefully about this. I do always want to Moonblast a Mousehold. Oh, jeez. Actually, because they Terra, I think as long as they don't get a double protect, I should be fine. I go for Moonblast and the Mousehold always. I think I always just Matcha Gotcha here. They're going to protect on the last turn of Trick Room, which makes sense. If they pick up a knockout, I get a free switch to Hariyama. I click Fake Out into the Mousehold. They Sucker Punch the Sinistra, sure. Okay. Mainly it's the Sucker Punch I'm scared of. This is why it's become a little bit of a difficult situation, because I need to KO the Mousehold with Fake Out into Moonblast. If I don't, we're in a really awkward spot. So Trigger returns to normal. I bring in the Hariyama because the thing is, Population Bomb is super threatening, and now Sucker Punch is actually scary for an endgame. So we bring out Hariyama. I'm going for a Moonblast in the Mousehold, and I'm going for the Fake Out into the Mousehold as well. Just don't get the double, and we'll be fine. If they do get a double, it might not be too... Well, it depends on who they target with King Gambit if they do get the double. If they target Prim, I don't think it's great. If they target Hariyama, it might be... not awful. Fake out. Okay, they don't go for a double protect. Okay, so I get a free fake out into Mousehold. I get a Moonblast KO into Mousehold, and that should seal it here. Yep. That's King Gambit versus 3 mons that it does not appreciate. Should allow me to win. They also Iron Headed the Hariyama. Okay, so if they did get a double, it was fine because... I mean, sure. I mean, here they had to Iron Head the Primarina, threaten it with Sucker Punch, and then Population Bomb hit every single thing into my Hariyama if they wanted a chance to win. Golden Go, Mousehold, Dragonite, Incineroar, the Ninetales, Alolan form, and Ursaluna. Okay, this is actually kind of a scary matchup. Dragonite's tough depending on its Terra. Terra Flying is really rough, I think, for this team in general. Cinderace is pretty decent into the team. King Gambit's pretty good. Hariyama, there's a bunch of fighting weeks. Do I want to go? I think I need Prim, or I don't beat the Dragonite. Yeah, I think it's probably those 4. Even though there's no speed control is really awkward, I think I'm kind of forced to. Otherwise, I'd probably like leave Hariyama behind, and I could bring Sinistcha or Electabuzz, which isn't awful. It might not be terrible. I think it might be better potentially. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Cinderace plus King Gambit, I think, with Primarina and Electabuzz in the back. Let's try it out. I think this is an okay lead. I don't think it's an amazing lead. It really just depends. What kind of gold are they? Probably Nasty Plop. What kind of Mousehold are they? It could be Friend Guard, but it could also be, what's it called? The Technician Wide Lens set, which is actually kind of super scary. I mean, Flare Blitz does KO, but then they have an Incineroar they could switch into. So let's find out. Gonna be Incineroar and Dragonite. Okay, Dragonite's not an easy Pokemon to deal with. King Gambit and Cinderace leads. I mean, you should always target down my King Gambit slot. I think I don't know if you have Stormy Tantrum or not. I think that my play is just to always U-turn out to Dragonite and go out into Electabuzz, I think. Or do I want to go Prim? I think it's Prim on an attack into King Gambit. I just think you should always respect the King Gambit here. So let's see. You go for fake out. You have to target down the Prim. I think this is low kick probably. I'm gonna U-turn out to the Dragonite. Who do I want to go out into? Probably Electabuzz here because Electabuzz is really nice. Yeah, I'll go into Electabuzz. And what are you going for with Electabuzz? Scale Shot. Oh. Okay, I thought it was in a Prim. Okay, that makes sense. If it's Scale Shot, this is pretty reasonable. I'm going to go for a Taunt, and I'm going to go for a Moonblast into the Dragonite. That's a really nice dodge. It's not necessary, but very helpful that I don't have to take this Scale Shot. Primarina Moonblast is going to threaten so much damage here into the Dragonite. They say into, so I'm able to get the Moonblast. So, yeah, you can go for Scale Shots, but I get the Taunt off into Incineroar, prevents a parting here. And the Moonblast will KO the Dragonite, which is good. If they go for knockoff, it's a bit questionable. They get the speed boost, but Taunt going to come out into Incineroar, prevent it from getting a parting shot off. They go for knock into Prim, which is fine still, because the Incineroar not being able to pivot is kind of weird for them. Moonblast is going to come out into the Dragonite. Picks up the knockout even without the choice spec, so that's still a really, really good start. And now I can actually go for a water type move. Like I could go for Hydro Cannon into the Incineroar if I really want to. And depending on who comes out, that might be my option. Or a Hyper Voice, but we'll see. What did they have? I can't even remember what they had. That's Golden Go, okay. I'm just gonna go for... Well, Flare Blitz is a thing. Do I just want to go for Hyper Voice? It's kind of weird because I have no idea what the speed tier is on that Golden Go. We also have not seen Terras yet. I also really don't want whatever I'm switching into to catch a Flare Blitz and Shadow Ball or make it rain. So I think my play is just to go for... I think it's taunts the Incineroar again. You might think this is weird, but they switch out. I think it makes sense to catch whatever it is that can't protect, and I'm just going to go for Hyper Voice. I taunt, fail into Incineroar, but it was on purpose. We're going to see Make It Rain come out, okay? Maria's able to tank the attack. Maybe I should have Follow Me, because the Make It Rain did do quite a bit. Life Orb, that's why. Flare Blitz in the Prim, alright. Would have liked the damage in the Incin. I think this is pretty reasonable though. I'm going into King Gambit. This might be a little bit rough. I don't know if I live a Life Orb Shadow Ball at -1. I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna go for Follow Me. And good Sword Stance here. I mean, I don't think you Make It Rain. I guess I'll just Sword Stance King Gambit. Also with life, if it's the Life Orb Gold, they tend to run Terra Make It Rain, or Terra Steel Make It Rain. So I should be able to Flare Blitz it safely. Bring out the Terra Dragon on the King Gambit. I'm just not sure if this is the right move. Oh, they protected Golden Go. Okay, that works. So I Follow Me with Electabuzz. Electabuzz is going to be able to tank. You go Flare Blitz. You knock out Electabuzz. I kind of wish I didn't use my Terra, but I still think that this is pretty reasonable. I don't know what their last is, though. That's my question. I should knock out Golden Go regardless, though, especially after they taken the Life Orb recoil with the Sword Stance boost. So I should be able to get the KO with Sucker Punch. I'm going into Cinderace. What's their last? All right, who does King Gambit not beat? I mean, it can beat everything. I think I'm just going to go for a high jump kick into the Incineroar, and I think I'm just going to go for a Sucker Punch into the Gold. I don't think we're going to see a Terra involved here from Incineroar, unless they raid the high jump kick, which maybe they do. Incineroar retreats, which is fine. So whatever's coming in is taking a high jump kick. Ursaluna, that might be dropping to a high jump kick. So we go for the Sucker Punch. Oh, it fails. That's not good. Transform into Fighting type. All right. Goodbye, Ursaluna. Oh, did they just... Maybe I should have just kowtowed. Maybe... Actually, they were -1. I should have kowtowed. Yeah, Nasty Plot. Now they're +1 Life Orb. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. Incineroar going to come back in. I think I got to sucker the Gold anyway, and I think I just high jump kicked the Incineroar. This is probably fake out into King Gambit. Why didn't I just kowtow? That was so greedy, actually, now that I think about it. That was just such a unnecessary greedy play. Does Terra Steel Make It Rain at -1? I guess like I want to avoid a potential crit, but yeah, just gonna high jump kick, gonna go for kowtow. In case for some reason they fake out the Cinderace, Nasty Plot again. But yeah, fake out gonna come out into King Gambit. I jump kick gonna come out into the Incineroar. Actually picks up the knockout, so it's a Sucker Punch mind game if I don't go down to a Make It Rain. They Shadow Balled the Cinderace. Oh, they were expecting Protect. Well, Cinderace went down, but yeah, it's Gold versus Gambit. All right. I did not expect a high jump kick to KO either. Surprised they didn't go for a Terra there, but it really works out for me. Like, I guess they might want to save the Terra for Gold, but yeah, I'm gonna Sucker Punch. They're gonna protect us all out of the turn. Yep, that's fine. I can go for as many Sucker Punches as I want, because I still have 6. I'll start thinking about it if like we get to turn like the 3rd turn or something. I mean, it's like just a Sucker Punch mind game. I don't know if I went on timer. Probably no. There's no way. There's way too much time available. I want a Sword Stance real bad. I want a Sword Stance. If they attack here, I'll be very upset. Yep. Okay. So now if they had a Terra, no matter what, I'm +5 now. There's no way you tank one. I mean, I'm gonna sucker, but I feel like, yeah, I felt like they weren't going to anyway. Yep. I'm just gonna spam sucker for like 2 more turns, I think, regardless. Let's see. Are you gonna nasty plot again? Are you gonna protect? Yeah, no. We're not playing this game. Get out of here. Get out of here. Goodbye, Golden Go. Didn't play this game so well on my side, but Cinderace came in clutch. 2 high jump kicks. I did not expect the Incineroar knockout. I'm surprised they didn't Terra either, because I think if they Terra, they actually had the shot, but like, I had to go for it, right? Like, I'm locked into it. They are definitely going to fake out the King Gambit, so go for any kind of potential throw that they might have. And it really worked out. But then again, they didn't know I had Protect or not on the King Gambit, so they might have been scared of like me just protecting the King Gambit and then them not getting the damage into the King Gambit slot. Made them really weird on hitting the King Gambit because Golden Go's always vulnerable to Sucker Punch, so maybe that was the reason why, but nice. Golden Go, Archaludon, Primarina, Dragonite, Whimsicott, and King Gambit. All right, how do I want to approach? No rain, which is interesting. Unless they have rain nets on something. This looks like a rain team, but it doesn't have rain. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. It's just really hard to bring because they have all the steel types that are really difficult to handle. Hariyama's not bad, but it's not amazing against this team. I'd say it's pretty difficult to bring Hariyama. I think it's probably Electabuzz. Electabuzz is good. Primarina's good. I like Cinderace in the back, and I like King Gambit's last. King Gambit on their side could probably be the scariest mod potentially. Because if it gets set up with Swords Dance, I don't really have a way to immediately eliminate it as a threat. I'm probably locking into just a fairy type attack like Dazzling Gleam and just trying to brute force it. If they lead, I mean, if it's sturdy, Archaludon is probably okay, because Follow Me is very safe with Electabuzz. The question is, what are they pairing up with Whimsicott? Because I think Whimsicott leads. If they don't lead Whimsicott, I can just Eerie. Well, I guess I can't Eerie Impulse, because if it was a standard Archaludon, it'd be easier to go for the Eerie Impulse. But since it's fast, probably if it's sturdy, then it's not really that great. Dragonite, Whimsicott lead. Okay. Versus Primarina and Electabuzz. I mean, Dragonite is a concern, so I do need to get damage onto it. I think I'm just going to Volt Switch to Dragonite and Dazzling Gleam. This should be Scale Shot Dragonite usually on these kinds of teams. So maybe I could Follow Me if I want to. But I think Volt Switch is fine, and a Dazzling Gleam. We're going to see a Terra committed immediately. Are you Terra Flying Terra Blast? I feel like it should be like the Scale Shot loaded dice set. Usually you see these kinds on the build. Terra Normal. Is this Extreme Speed? I mean, I wanted damage into Dragonite, so I guess this works. Ew. I don't know if this knocks out Prim or not. We'll see, I suppose. Volt Switch gonna come out. Wait, they didn't. What move did they go for? Is this Giga Impact or something? I'm going King Gambit. What am I supposed to expect here? Oh. Well, I mean, all my switches were ground weak. Losing King Gambit's pretty bad there, though. Losing it is pretty bad. We will go for Dazzling Gleam. Huge damage, but yeah, we're in a lot of trouble. I guess we're gonna go Cinderace. I'm gonna go out in Electabuzz, I suppose, and I'm just gonna go for Dazzling Gleam. I could go for a Follow Me, but I don't think it's worth it. Or not Follow Me, a Sucker Punch, but there is a chance they E-Speed. I'm going to Electabuzz. I go for Tailwind, which is not too surprising. Could I just Suckered? Well, logging a Sucker isn't that great against this team. They do just go for Stomping, okay. So it's a 2v3, but they have Tailwind up. We do get rid of their Terra, though, which is nice, because I haven't revealed my Terra yet. Although my Terra is not really too useful, right? It's Terra Grass on Primarina and Terra Fire on Cinderace, which I don't know if that's gonna really help, but we'll find out. There might be situations. Let's see what he bring out. Gold Archaludon? I guess if it's Gold Archaludon, we do have Sucker Punch, which is pretty big on Cinderace. So the game is not over, but I think it's going to come down to some speeds. Archaludon going to be revealed. Primarina, okay. Okay, Primarina is scary, and I mean scary. I click Follow Me though, always, and I think I just click Dazzle. There's not really much I can do. This is probably just a Hyper Voice and like whatever Archaludon wants to throw off. If it wants to go for Electric Shot, sure. Otherwise, I guess it has to be the Prim. I really hope that this isn't the Stalwart Archaludon. If it's Stalwart Archaludon, I have to Terra, but I want to save the potential mind game for the Cinderace in the back. All right, they attack here, no protects. We do get to Follow Me. Yeah, Electric Shot immediately, okay. Which means they can Electric Shot in the next turn, which is actually important for Prim. All right. Oh, wait. Interesting. It's not Power Herb. We do get the Dazzle off. Oh, why you're a Stamina Assault Vest on this team? Oh, no. All right, we're going to Cinderace now. Is it ever worth to Sucker Punch to Prim? I have no idea what my move is here. Actually, it should be Sucker Punch always in a Prim. As long as they don't Moonblast the Cinderace and then I go for Dazzle. Oh, the endgame's actually looking super rough here because it's actually like this stamina on the Archaludon that doesn't have rain. All right, so we bring out the Terra Grass Primarina. Sucker Punch going to come out into the Primarina. Changes my typing, which is important. Actually, it might KO the Prim with the Dazzling Gleam combination. Electric Shot going to be fired off. Yeah, we tank it. Hyper Voice, perfect. Oh, Cinderace would have survived anyway. I guess I could have went on the offense then. Because it's Throat Spray Primarina. All right. Should get the KO with Dazzling Gleam, and then it's going to come down to the Archaludon. Here comes Dazzling Gleam. All right, it's +2 Stamina Archaludon. I hope Cinderace 2 Sucker Punches is enough. Because it might come down to like... Yeah, it's just going to come down to that, I think. Sucker Punch the Archaludon. Go for Dazzle. This might be 2 Body Presses, and that might be enough. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Because they have to KO the Prim, and I'm pretty sure Sucker Punch will KO the Archaludon next turn. They go for Draco Meteor to KO the Cinderace. Perfect. Perfect. So Cinderace will go down, but Cinderace has done the job. Got the Sucker Punch damage, which actually did do a lot to the Prim, which put into the Gleam range, and we were able to do enough to the Archaludon to force a guaranteed win. Oh, that could have been scary. That could have been scary, but yeah, because I lost my King Game turn 1. They didn't bring gold, which was nice, but oh, Sucker Punch endgame came in clutch though against the Tailwind. Porygon 2, Incineroar, the Golden Go, Amoonguss, Flamigo, and Ursaluna. All right, so this is the pretty standard team for the most part. It's been doing well. How do I want to handle this? Because Primarina is really good here. I really love Primarina. I like the Gambit. I like the Cinderace. And then last Pokemon, do I want Sinistcha? Oriyama is not bad here. Kind of tricky. I think I like Cinderace as a lead because I like pressuring Gold. Gold is just such a problem in Pokemon. I think I like Cinderace. I like Primarina. I think I bring King Gambit because Gold is always an issue, and then Hariyama is the last. Because I think Hariyama is good against the Ursaluna, which is the big one. But also it's good in the Porygon. Porygon is actually a pretty annoying Pokemon to deal with. I don't have the best answers into Porygon, so we'll find out. Let's see. Like, a lot of this is just going to be, what do they go here? Because are they going to try to set up for a Golden Go, or are they going to try to set up for an Ursaluna? I think Gold is tough for them. They might try to set up with the Ursaluna. They try to set up with Ursaluna, that's fine, because I can maneuver like the King Gambit next to Hariyama, but it's really just going to depend on the which mode that they try to set up, because Gold I think is easier, although Terra Dragon's a bit annoying. We do have a Dazzling Gleam on the Primarina, which should be pretty acceptable. We could also Hydro Cannon if we really want to. They lead Ursaluna Amoonguss, which is one heck of an interesting lead, I'll say that much, as I lead Cinderace plus the Primarina. Don't know what they're trying to do here, because I threatened with Flare Blitz. I think I just U-turn the Amoonguss, and I want to Moonblast the Amoonguss, because I feel like that Amoonguss goes for Terra Water. I'm gonna go for it. Because the thing is, they're in such a bad position against the Primarina, right? The Cinderace is threatening the Fire move into the Amoonguss. I could pick up a knockout into the Amoonguss, and then like I'd get a single target attack into the Ursaluna. I think it's an awful spot. Maybe they Terra Ghost, I guess, the Ursaluna turn one, but I don't know if they would. That's aggressive. I mean, both plays are aggressive. I think one of them has to be like a Terra. We already see a Terra come out. It's Amoonguss. Yep, perfect. Okay. Terra Water on the Amoonguss. That's what I read. So that means Ursaluna can't Terra, which is fantastic. Hoping that U-turn into Moonblast picks up the KO. They do protect Ursaluna. Excellent. I've been getting the read right. U-turn gonna come out. Hopefully with the Choice Band, the Libero. Yeah, that's a really good spot to be in for Choice Specs Moonblast to potentially KO. I have no idea if it's Fizz Def or Sped Def Amoonguss though. We're gonna go into Hariyama. I don't know who they're sporing. Probably the Primarina, I'd imagine. We get a Moonblast off. Yes! That's what we love to see. Get the KO onto the Amoonguss as we hard read that Terra turn one. And now we're in a fantastic spot where Hariyama's in against the Ursaluna. They can't Terra anymore. The Flame Orb is active. We confirmed that my Hariyama's probably faster than Ursaluna, and I'd be very shocked at the Ursaluna and I sped tie. Now we can threaten the close combat into the slot. Golden Go gonna come in, but that's acceptable. I'm just gonna go for a close combat into the Ursaluna, and I'm gonna swap out into my King Gambit. Yep. King Gambit can take the Make It Rain if they want. They don't really have a close combat switching now that Amoonguss went down. It might be Flamigo in the back, but I'd be very surprised. Did you switch out to Ursaluna? Is this Flamigo? If it's Flamigo, it's fine. Like, Cinderace is really threatening. Yeah, it's Porygon. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. They Nasty Plot? So I think Nasty Plot here, right? Yep. And then the close combat with the Gut should easily delete the Porygon too. And then Sucker Punch, I think, threatens the Gold to KO it. And then close combat threatens the Ursaluna. Even if the Gold survives, not that big of a deal because they don't have speed control anymore. So I just outspeed everything with Cinderace plus Primarina. And I have Specs Primarina with a Choice Band Cinderace in the back. That should be easily enough to clean up the rest of the game. Ursaluna comes in. We go for close combat. We go for a Sucker Punch. We have Terras, but none of the Terras are useful here. So yeah, we just Sucker Punch and we go for the close combat. And we should delete this. I'm pretty sure that there's nothing. Well, they don't have Terra, so there's not much they can do here. Battle's gonna be forfeit. Yeah, there's nothing they can do. I have Monster just outspeed, delete it. So got the read right. I mean, it was like kind of a mind game. They were in a really rough spot. There was not really a switch that they could do that could help them. I think the only thing that they could have done potentially was protect Amoonguss if they had protect and go for a Terra Ghost with Ursaluna. But I think if you're taking that much damage, potentially, if you expect Hyper Voice, then you're already in a rough spot. So, yeah, and then they were just weak to King Gambit, too, which is also not a problem. So, it was a really tough turn one. Like, lead was rough for them, and that's why it's hard to have Ursaluna without Chikru. Golden Go, Gardevoir, Flamigo, the Garchomp, Murkrow, and Serena. Okay. Dealing with Golden Go on this kind of team, scary. It's a tailwind offense team and it's not easy to handle. I think I go with Cinderace King Gambit. I think Cinderace King Gambit is correct. And then in the back, I want Primarina really badly, but I might be Sinistcha plus Hariyama because I might need Fake Out to deal with the Flamigo. Oh, geez. Serena plus Flamigo is actually really tough. Now that I think about it. It is really tough. All right, let's find out. Let's find out. Flamigo is really tough because Scrappy, Close Combat, Brave Bird's going to do a lot of damage. Golden Go Garchomp. Oh, this lead is not easy for me. Okay. I do lead to Cinderace plus King Gambit. What are you gonna do? Because you could Earthquake here. I think my play is just to always U-turn out the Garchomp and I threaten to Sucker Punch into the Golden Go. Golden Go can't threaten a knockout, so the Garchomp's probably going to attack here. I could see like a switch out from the Golden Go to Murkrow. That'd be perfectly fine for me because then I get Sinistcha in and I get a great chance to get a Trick Room up. We see a Terra. I'm not happy with a Terra. Is Terra Flying Gold? Terra. Is Terra Flying Gold? I could have just Flare Blitz and I would have been in a great spot, but all right. I get a Sucker Punch off into the gold. I get some damage. I go for the U-turn here. I think I still have to go to... I want to go Sinistcha or Hariyama. I get good damage. I wonder if I could knocked out the Garchomp with U-turn into Sucker Punch. I might have been able to. We're going out into Sinistcha, I guess. All right, what are they clicking here? Earthquake plus Make It Rain. Earthquake. King Gambit should tank 1. Yep. It's not Life Orb Garchomp, which is surprising to me. Oh wait, it is. That seemed weak on the King Gambit for some reason. Oh, Power Gem. That works out really well for me. Yikes, that did a lot. I think I'm setting up my Trick Room and I'm going to threaten the Sucker Punch and I think I have to choose. I think I'm going to target down the Golden Go. I guessed wrong. Did they Dragon Claw? Did they Earthquake? That's completely fine. Murkrow, okay. He could have also went Serena, but I had like no other option. Sucker Punch fails. They did go for Dragon Claw. All right. I mean, I don't think this is too bad. They can't really pressure the King Gambit right now. I can go into Hariyama. I mean, it really just depends on if it's Serena back, I suppose. I'm going to go out into Cinderace. I guess I'm just going to threaten the Sucker Punch into Garchomp regardless. I don't know if they brought Serena in the back. I'm just going to U-turn the Murkrow and I'm going to Sucker Punch threaten the Garchomp. I want to U-turn because they could foul play the Cinderace slot. I don't know if we're going to see the Garchomp ever switch out here. I don't think so. Question is, like, what are their back mons? Luckily, King Gambit's just super threatening into the Golden Go as well as the Garchomp remaining. All right, they protect, which is fine. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a Tailwind. All right, Sucker Punch fails. They didn't Tailwind, so I think this is foul play. I don't know which slot they targeted, but regardless, I get a U-turn off into the Murkrow. Really good damage. All right. I wonder if Flare Blitz KO'd. I think it would have been close, but probably not. I go Hariyama. I did go for foul play into Hariyama. That did a lot. Okay. Heavy Slam should KO the Murkrow at this range, and I'm going to Sucker Punch. Again, it really just depends. Don't have what's it called? Don't have Serena. We're gonna see the Garchomp switch out. This is gold. Flamigo. Oh wait, I forgot. Flamigo's still a problem. I kind of wish I heavy slammed the Flamigo slot now that I think about it. Maybe I should have because the Tailwind was a bit obvious. I Sucker Punch into the into the Garchomp slot. I will get the Heavy Slam off into the Murkrow. Okay. It's not an over game. It's not looking too good. I do have one option that is available though. It should be like Garchomp, I think, coming out. Oh, Goldengo. Wait. Aren't they specs? Can't they not protect? I'm pretty sure my play is just to always go for the Terra with the Hariyama. Because Terra on King Gambit, it doesn't save it. I go for a Heavy Slam into the Flamigo. I want to Sucker Punch the Flamigo as well. Because they might just be going... I could see the Gold switching on the Garchomp. Am I overthinking it? I think I'm going to Sucker Punch the Flamigo. Switch out the Gold. Ah, they didn't switch out the Gold. Unless they're Quick Guard, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. Alright, Hariyama, Terra's in the water. Unless they're going for like Close Combat, Make It Rain, I don't see how I'm winning this. So Hariyama, Terra, Waters. Sucker Punch. Okay, so they just left their Gold to fend for itself, I suppose. They Close Combat my King Gambit. Hold on, if they Make It Rain, this is winnable, I suppose. Okay. They didn't Make It Rain. Hold on. Hariyama might have a chance. Okay. I get the Heavy Slam off into the Flamigo, which is going to pick up the knockout. All right. It's up to Cinderace. It's up to Cinderace. All right, no Serena, which made sense because I wasn't sure they would really bring Serena into this matchup. All right, Cinderace in. I never revealed that I had Sucker Punch on the Cinderace. Or that I had Wide Guard here. They still have Tailwind for 2 turns, so I have to Sucker Punch, unfortunately. I'm going for the knockoff into the Gold, and I'm going for the Sucker Punch. Garchomp needs to attack here. I think they did. Okay. So I get the KO on Garchomp. I'm unfortunately a Dark type now, so I don't resist Make It Rain. If I survive Make It Rain on any of these Pokemon, I win the game. Make It Rain. Cinderace clutches. Okay, does Sucker Punch KO the Goldengo is the big question, and I feel like it should always be Specs Gold. Come on, Cinderace. Clutch this out. Clutch this out. Sucker Punch should KO. Oh, so clutch. So clutch. Okay. So I played a little bit bad against the Garchomp. I should have Sucker Punched it. I wasn't sure if the Gold was switching out guaranteed. And I wasn't sure if they really want to go for Earthquake so that the King Gambit couldn't threaten the Sucker Punch into their team anymore. But oh my goodness, the cleanup having a fast or having that double priority in Sucker Punch was awesome because I was able to weaken their board pretty early on. Terra Water was super clutch on the Hariyama, and then endgame Sucker Punch. Pelipper, Arcalodon, Primarina, Goldengo, Rillaboom, and the Sneasler. All right, so we have some pretty big threats, and I mean really big threats. Can I get the Trick Room up in this game? It's pretty tough too. If I get Hariyama in Trick Room, it's a good spot, but it's really difficult too. I think Electabuzz might be needed because the Eerie Impulse is really good against their team, other than Gold. So maybe this is like... I feel like Sinistcha is not that good here, realistically. I think it's like an Electabuzz, King Gambit, Primarina, Cinderace game. I think that's okay. I think I'm going to lead Cinderace plus Electabuzz, and in the back, King Gambit and Primarina back. Because the thing about this game is like, it's so awkward to bring Hariyama and Sinistcha against Pokemon that are just super weak to Hurricane, and Hurricane Pelipper is actually such a big threat here. I think it's just better if I'm able to have the faster mode available at this team, because Cinderace can still actually put in work. Like, it's good into the Rillaboom, it still can pressure the Gold. High jump kick into Arcalodon could actually really catch him by surprise. They lead Pelipper, Arcalodon. We'll find out. I do lead the Electabuzz and the okay, so they lead Pelipper plus Arcalodon. I don't know if they're going to protect Pelipper, but I think this is a safe play of just U-turning the Pelipper and going for Eerie Impulse into our Caledon, and I think that's fine. So I'm going to U-turn the Pelipper. Yeah, I think this is okay. I'm going to Eerie Impulse the Caledon. I don't think you should sack your Pelipper here, ever. I feel like you should always switch out. You could protect. I think switching out makes more sense to me. But I feel like if you have Rillaboom, you just go into Rillaboom. I think it's super safe. I can't punish that really, which is why I'm going for the U-turn into the Pelipper as well as Eerie Impulse. Because Eerie Impulse into the Arcalodon just really reduces that damage output it can go for. So let's see. If they attack, this is so... Okay, they played aggressive. I go for the U-turn. It's a lot of damage, though, into Pelipper. Jeez. Oh, that's a crit. Okay. I think I need to go Prim here on a potential Weather Ball, so I will go into Prim. They do Weather Ball. They target the Electabuzz. Okay. Eerie Impulse goes off into the Electabuzz, which is nice. Okay. Very, very solid start. Oh, they Draco Meteor. Does that KO? No. No. Okay. I'll take it. I get to go for Dazzling Gleam. This is Weather Ball again. I guess I just go out into King Gambit. Because I think Electabuzz is still around. Because it can always just go for Follow Me's. It can go for the Eerie Impulses into our Caledon once again. I think it's worth saving the Electabuzz easily. So they're probably always attacking with Pelipper just because it's faster. So I don't know if our Caledon's switching out. Probably, I'd imagine. But we'll find out. King Gambit coming out. Yeah, they do switch out Rillaboom. If they have it. Oh, Primarina. Okay, so I get some free Dazzling Gleam damage. I didn't want to Hyper Voice in case Rillaboom came in. Oh, they Tailwind. Okay. That works out for me. Go for the Dazzling Gleam. Pick up the knockout on the Pelipper. That Prim took so much damage. Okay. Is this their Arcalodon? Sneasler coming in. Okay. They do have Fake Out on deck. I mean, this is where it's going to get tricky because I don't have switch-ins. I think I have to play aggressive here, unfortunately. I think I got to go for Dazzle. And I think I have to Iron Head a slot. And I think that slot might be the Primarina. Because if they close combat, that's fine because they can't knock out Primarina. I still get a big Dazzle. Yeah, I think I had to Iron Head the Primarina. They Dire Claw, which makes sense. Okay. Okay, I didn't think it would KO. I don't actually know the calc, but I thought I would take one. Hyper Voice, I should live one, I think. Yeah. Okay. Stroke Spray. Thankfully, it wasn't like Life Orb, Choice Specs, or Mystic Water. I think I would have lived Mystic Water, but not Life Orb or Specs. Iron Head going to come out into Prim. Pick up the knockout. All right. This is awkward. We're going to Electabuzz. Arcalodon coming in. Yeah, this is not a great spot, unfortunately. They still have 2 turns of Tailwind, right? Yeah. And I don't have Protects to stall out anything. I think my play is just to always go for Follow Me. I think I got a Terra Ghost Follow Me, so Sneasler can't pick up a KO and a Sword Stance. Do I Iron Head? I could Iron Head to Sneasler. And then Sucker Punch KOs? Maybe. I think that's probably the play. Alright. Electabuzz goes for the Terra. Gonna be the Terra Ghost. Let's find out. Because I'm hoping I live one Dire Claw. Or if they close combat, that's perfect. A Dire Claw. Okay. That should be fine because our Caledon should knock out the Electabuzz, right? Yeah, Electroshot. Okay. I think it's going to come down to who our Caledon targets in the future turns. Did not got the Electabuzz. I think I gotta make a read on like who our Caledon targets the upcoming turn. Do they target down the Kingambit, or do they target down the Sneasler as I Iron Head? Good damage. You go into Cinderace. Okay, if our Caledon targets down to Cinderace, I think the play is always to go for Sucker Punch into Sneasler and Swords Dance with Kingambit and hope I can crit our Caledon. If I think they're going to target down the Kingambit, I Sucker Punch the Sneasler with the Kingambit and I High Jump Kick our Caledon. The end game's not exactly pretty here. I think I revealed that I was Choice Band, so I think they're always targeting down the Prim. I'm going to Sucker Punch the Sneasler and Swords Dance. I gotta hope. This is tough. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see an out. I mean, I see an out. There is a possibility. I do get the Sucker Punch, it looks like. Hey, goodbye, Sneasler. Did they target our Caledon or did they target Kingambit? That's my main question. Electro Shot. I feel like this is always in the Cinderace. If it is in the Cinderace, I just need to crit our Caledon on the next turn. Okay, they did. All right, everything going according to a potential endgame win con. Again, it's going to come down to Sucker Punch crit into our Caledon. That's the goal here. So they haven't used their Terra. I imagine it's Grass Terra. Rain stops, but I don't think that matters because I'm pretty sure any attack will knock out the Kingambit. You go for a Sucker Punch. And we hope that we crit. We did not crit, so we will be losing this game. The Tailwind was the big difference maker. I was really hoping that they would go for the Weather Ball, trying to knock out the Electabuzz, because if I went for Volt Switch instead, I think I was in a way better spot. I guess like if I Volt Switch with Electabuzz, but the thing is, I felt like they just want to get rid of the Redirector. I didn't think they needed Tailwind, but it ended up being really hard to deal with Tailwind stuff because our Caledon under Tailwind was just so difficult. All right, let's go over the games. In game 1, Terra Fairy Kommo was something else, but Specs Primarina was able to do so much damage onto their team while I was able to pivot around safely into Sinistra, setting up Trick Room and sweeping from there. In game 2, maybe needed to Flare Blitz with the Cinderace since Blaze Overheat would not have been ideal, but was able to get Trick Room set up with the Sinistra, and which their team was struggled in. But I think taking the knockout into Typhlosion might have been better, since Population Bomb Maushold could have been scary if they got a double protect, since they were able to stall out the Trick Room since I wasn't able to get the Maushold immediately onto the field. In game 3, a solid start, but I really should have just went for Follow Me with Electabuzz, as a double up into Primarina gained a knockout meant it was hard for me to damage the Incineroar. Luckily, the Cinderace came in super clutch, knocking out the Blood Moon Ursaluna and the Incineroar after Intimidate with a stab high jump kick, allowing Kingambit to beat the remaining Golden Go. In game 4, was not expecting to lose Kingambit like that immediately, which put me on the back foot. I'm not sure if I should have went for Sucker Punch into Dragonite and got a 2v3 with taking no damage. Might have been better, since I still would have had to switch out to Cinderace and could have lost momentum since they got free switches and they had more Talon turns to work with. But the Primarina next to Sucker Punch Cinderace was able to clutch the endgame. In game 5, my opponent's lead was very favorable for me and felt they needed to Terra to get out of a rough position, so I went all in and got the gamble right. I could have went for the Terra Grass on the Primarina looking back if I wanted to play a safer gamble in my favor, since they would have probably spored the Primarina slot, but my intuition was correct. In game 6, this game was rough and got the Sucker Punch mind games wrong, but a clutch Terra Water from Hariyama was huge, getting me an incredible turn where Sucker Punch Cinderace was able to come back and snatch the win. In game 7, start wasn't bad, but when the Pelipper went for Tailwind, and with no protects and no speed control options, it was a very hard battle to maneuver. I think I gave myself the best odds in the endgame, but might have needed to go for a raw high jump kick into the Arcaladon turn 1 or something drastic to win. Overall, what do I think about the team? I think the team's cool. I think Cinderace is really neat. It's an interesting fire type Pokemon in the format, and it just hits really hard with that choice band and the same type attack bonus. Libero can be a double-edged sword because he might want to have the fire typing. It's one of the better defensive typings in some situations, especially like against fairy moves, against Golden Gold, Make It Rain. But sometimes it can work into your advantage, transforming the type. Sometimes it could be a disadvantage, but yeah, able to hit incredibly hard. The pairing with King Gambit I thought was like really cool. You could go for like really cool combinations. I don't think I got to showcase as much Cinderace next to King Gambit, but still really solid indeed. The only thing I had issue probably with the team is, as you can see, no protects on the team, so it's really hard to reposition and play a bit safer. So it can be very difficult if they have speed control like Tailwind and you don't have the Trick Room mode, or if they have Trick Room and it's a stronger Trick Room, for instance like Hard Trick Room with Hatterene. I think that could be a little bit of trouble. I do think the team also has a little bit of a struggle against flying coverage, as it's really hard to switch into Pokemon like Dragonite, for instance, very safely, because Terra Blast, Terra Flying, which was shown on stream, and it was really difficult, it looked like, for Matt to handle. And low kick coverage as well against the guard, against the King Gambit was very tough. But solid stuff. If you want to try out the team, there is a rental code of my recreation. You could try it out for a very limited time, so make sure you grab it while you can. But otherwise, if it is unavailable, you could check out the description for the placement of the team as well as the creator down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.